I cut the check, I cut the check, I cut the check. Tell my niggas we up next, so we up next. She shot a text, she shot a text, she shot a text. Kill the I might put the different day, put a nigga on that same shit. I've been ballin' with my niggas, Kevin Cambridge. Oh, you drippy, but you better tuck your chain quick.
What's good, everybody? We back with another podcast. Yes, I said it. This is a podcast. Today we have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to get straight into it. Yesterday we had some decent football games. Nothing really exciting. Like, really nothing. The Browns, I guess that was the best part of the day. They blew out the Texans, the Titans. Even though the Titans came back and they only lost by 7, it was terrible. It was terrible. They came out really bad. That defense is terrible. That's the only thing that's really holding that team back. And it's just the defense. They did a pretty good job at building this team, but this defense is terrible. They let go of Jarrell Casey, so they really have no pass rush. They signed Jadeveon Clowney. He doesn't have a sack in a year, and he's out for the season. They traded for Desmond King, but he's not doing good at all. Kenny Vaccaro's not like that. This defense is not it. They need to pick somebody up this offseason, specifically a corner, because you can always deal with having a team with no pass rush. You can always deal with that. But if you're getting killed by wide receivers, then that's just terrible. And they get killed every week. They got killed by what's his name? His last name is People Jones. I don't know his first name, but yeah, exactly. Like, who is that? No offense to him. No offense to him. He actually is good. I watched him yesterday. He's actually pretty good. But who is that? So with that team, they just need cornerbacks. They just need cornerbacks and safeties because they don't have that. It's not good over there. Baker Mayfield was killing them. I'm excited for Baker. I like what he did yesterday. He gets a lot of hate because in the first 2 years he got a lot of love. Maybe it was too much love, but you can see the potential. Like, I understand when people say he has a lot of commercials. He does. He has 20 commercials. And for a person that really didn't do that much. But you can see the potential. And yesterday he showed it. Yes, it's against a bad defense, but his team lost their number one wide receiver, and they're 9-3. The Browns are 9-3. The Browns are going to the playoffs. So, hey, we got to look at this hey, he's doing something right. Because you can't be 9-3 with a bad defense. I don't care with a bad offense. I don't care what nobody says. You cannot be 9-3 with a bad offense and a terrible quarterback. Because that's what people make him out to be, a terrible quarterback. Yes, they haven't faced a big team, and when they did, they lost. But they had some quality wins under their belt. If I'm not mistaken, they beat the Cowboys when the Cowboys were healthy. And when the Cowboys were healthy, yes, they weren't a great team, but that offense could carry. That offense with that can carry them a long way, and it almost did. They beat them. They beat this Titans team. I want to say they beat the Colts. I don't know about heart, so don't take my word for that. But they had some quality wins under their belt. Any other games that was exciting or something to talk about yesterday? I don't really think so. It wasn't that much games. The Texans and the Colts came down to the wire. Deshaun Watson fumbled the ball at the 2-yard line. He was pretty disappointed about that, and I feel bad for him. He hasn't. If you look at his career, he doesn't lose that much. He's been losing this whole season, so I feel bad for him. The Jets lost on the last-second touchdown, something they would do. A lot of people think they did that on purpose. When people say that about people, when people say people lost on purpose, I don't like to think about that. I don't think any person wants to lose on purpose. But that situation right there is throwing me for a loop. You have arguably the fastest player in the league. He did run a 4.22 in the 40. So arguably the fastest player in the league against a random corner. You have no help behind him. He's playing man-to-man by himself. The Raiders seen that, and they just threw a fly, and he just beat him off the run because he's the fastest player in the damn league. And the fact that he didn't have no help, he didn't have no safeties behind it, makes me believe, why did they do that coverage when they had to score to win this game? Why would you do that coverage? Why would you not have safeties all the way back to the 10-yard line to make sure nothing happens? They did a 7-man blitz. What are you blitzing for? What are you blitzing for? And they did a 7-man blitz, and Derek Carr was still sitting comfortable back there. He even got to step up in the pocket and make the throw. So, what are you doing that for? So, hey, I can't tell you they didn't do that on purpose. I can't tell you that. But It damn sure looked like it. Damn sure looked like it. But like I said, it wasn't nothing really good with football. The good games come on today. We got the Steelers versus Redskins. That should be a very exciting one. The Redskins are a very underrated team. One game I do want to talk about the Giants versus the Seahawks. Giants actually got a pretty good defense. I'm not gonna lie, they got a pretty good defense. I was watching that game to see that cornerback. His last name Bradbury, and he did pretty good against DK. Even though DK had 80, it's DK Metcalf. He's gonna have 80. He's gonna get his yards, but he did pretty good against him. So I understand why people like him a lot. Leonard Williams had like 2 or 3 sacks. Their pass rush was amazing against the Seahawks yesterday. Yeah, I don't think Russell Wilson's in the MVP race no more. I just don't think so. He started off so great. He was like, dang, Russell about to get the MVP. Not anymore. Not while Patrick Mahomes doing what he doing. Not while Aaron Rodgers doing what he doing. Josh Allen being consistent is not jumping out the numbers, but like he's still doing what he's doing. He's doing better than Russell Wilson. So, like I said, Russell Wilson not in the MVP race no more. They lost that game. They're in the second seed in their division. So they're probably in a wild card right now. So they'll still make the playoffs, but they're in a wild card. Yeah, that's surprising. The Rams #1 in their division. I hope the Rams win. I hope the Cardinals don't make the playoffs. I don't see why they. I understand why they should want to, but like it would just be an easy blowout for any team. But like I said, the good games come on today. We got the Redskins versus the Steelers, 2 top defenses in the league. We don't know if Ben Roethlisberger is playing, so that should be something interesting to see. Where's my trash can? That should be very interesting because this team needs Ben Roethlisberger. You seen what they did without Ben Roethlisberger all last year. They went 8-8. They still were 500 team, but you add Ben Roethlisberger to that team last year, and look where they are now. They're 11. They're 11-0. So hopefully they get Ben Roethlisberger. Also got the 76ers. Wow. The 49ers versus the Bills. That's going to be a very exciting game. That's in the Cardinal Stadium because the 49ers, their state is not allowing any professional sports to be played there, if I'm not mistaken. So the Cardinals gave them their stadium. That's a really good game. But the thing with the 49ers that's really cool is, my fault, I'm trying to get this gum down. The thing with the 49ers that's really cool is they don't have literally none of their star players, but they're still a decent team to go against. What's his name? I feel bad not naming it. It's something Daniels. Their backup quarterback is really nice. And he's the only reason why this team is still decent because like they actually feel comfortable with him and throwing and letting him throw the ball. It's Chase Daniels? Nick Mullins. Yes, he's actually like really nice. Like, I'm not saying starting quarterback nice, but like he's actually capable to do good in the game. When you see teams get taken over by their backup quarterback, that team normally runs the ball the whole game. This team has the option to run the ball the whole game. They have Raheem Mostert, and no, that's just it. They have Raheem Mostert, and that's a quality running back. But they actually feel comfortable throwing the ball, which is like cool to see because like he's actually pretty good. I don't think that's their backup quarterback. I think it's Chase Daniels. Oh, it is Nick Mullins. Okay. I swear his last name is Daniels. Well, yeah, he's actually really nice. I actually like him. So, this team is actually a good team to face. They still have a good defense with everybody being hurt. They had Richard Sherman was basically hurt the whole season. He's finally coming back. Nick Bosa's out the whole season. Solomon Thomas out the whole season. But they still have a really good defense. So this should be a really good game. This should be a hard test for Josh Allen. He tends to show up in these big games, and sometimes he tends to not show up. So let's see what he can do tonight. He has this game, and then he has to play the Steelers next week. So hopefully he can get one of these. But like I said, Josh Allen, my guy. That's why I said hopefully he can get one of these. That's my guy. That's my favorite football player. That's my guy. So, like I said, hopefully he can get one of these. That's not my favorite football player. One of my favorite football players. But hopefully the Bills can get this one. And that's going to be a hard game against the Steelers next week. I don't know who's home. But if the Steelers home, best of luck to you. Steelers don't look great at all. So don't get it wrong. They just lost Bud Dupree. That's a big loss. That's a really big loss. Bud Dupree is their defensive end. or outside linebacker. They don't say defensive end in the NFL. Outside linebacker had 8 sacks this season. Him and T.J. Watt, that duo was amazing. And he tore his ACL. That was bad. That was bad. That's a bad loss. Really bad loss. But like everybody said, next man up. See if the next man up can fill that role. He's not gonna be as good because Bud Dupree is a Pro Bowler, but let's see if he can fill that role. That's a big loss. They looked terrible against the Ravens. The offense didn't look that good, but this is the most balanced team in the NFL. Defense great. Offense can be great at times. It's the most balanced team in the NFL. But the reason why we really came here is I want to do my NBA award predictions a year. So I'm going to do Coach of the Year first, Most Improved second, Defensive Player of the Year third, Sixth Man of the Year fourth, Rookie of the Year fifth, and MVP last. So I'm going to start with my number 3 who can win Coach of the Year. I'm going to say Monty Williams of the Phoenix Suns. I feel like adding Chris Paul and then the way they did in the bubble, I feel like they just gonna keep building on that. That's why. That's a big reason why Chris Paul wanted to go there. That's the reason that Jay Crowder came out with an interview. I don't know if it was an interview with something. He talked to somebody, and they asked him, "Who else offered you?" And he said, "Dallas offered me way more money, but seeing what this team did in the bubble and the way they played as a team, I wanted to come here." And he got less money, but like. That's how Chris Paul looked at it too. Like Chris Paul could have went to the Clippers. He could have went to other teams that were probably going to win the championship over this team. But he just seen the way this team played, and he loved how this team plays as a team, and he wants to come over here and build with that. And that's really exciting for this team. Monty Williams is nothing but a great coach for this team, and I feel like they're going to make the playoffs this year. I feel like this with the team leadership, they can build off what they had in the bubble. And they just a deep team if you think about it. They're a really deep team. You got, hopefully I can name all these players. Chris Paul at the 1, Devin Booker at the 2, Mikal Bridges at the 3, Cam Johnson at the 4, DeAndre Ayton at the 5. You got Jay Crowder off the bench. You got Javon Carter off the bench. You got Dario Saric off the bench. Cameron Payne off the bench. I said Jay Crowder. I'm forgetting somebody, but they have a really deep team. Really excited. It's gonna be an exciting team. This is why I wish fans was here. I definitely wish fans were here because fans just make the game so much better, and it's a lot of exciting teams that's getting TV time. Like the Suns, they're starting to get TV time. The Hawks getting TV time. A lot of new teams that just came together and getting TV times. That's why I wish, and it's going to be good games, but like it would just be a different element if you had fans to cheer them on. And I know Suns fan will pack the house with this new team that they got. So, yeah, I just wish we had TV games. But I feel like this team's gonna be the floor. They're gonna be an 8th seed, but the ceiling, I feel like they could be anywhere to a 5th to a 6th seed. So, I'm expecting big from this team. My next my next Coach of the Year candidate is Nick Nurse. Y'all know I love Nick Nurse. I can never count him out. I can never count him out at all. I love Nick Nurse. They lost Serge Ibaka. They lost Marcus Gasol, but they got back Aaron Baines and Alex Len. Not saying that's anywhere near those two that they lost, but they got back some quality pieces back. They still got the same team basically, and like I said, you can never count on Nick Nurse. Never count on Nick Nurse. Last year, everybody thought they were going to be terrible. I was one that said they might not make the playoffs. They were a 2 seed. So I'm never counting on Nick Nurse. Never ever counting on Nick Nurse. My number 1 is Rick Carlisle. I think this is the Mavericks year. This is the Mavericks year. If anybody's going to beat the Lakers, I don't see the Clippers beating the Lakers. I don't see the Bucks, the Nets beating the Lakers. I think the Mavericks are the team that can take out the Lakers. They can build off that number 1 offense they had last season. Hopefully everybody is healthy. I'm talking to you, Kristaps. Hopefully you're healthy because I'm a firm believer if Kristaps was healthy, they would have been in that Western Conference Finals. They would have. Because they would have beat the Clippers and they would have beat the Nuggets. To me, that was easy. I feel like they can easily beat the Nuggets. So, if this team is healthy, this team is one of the best teams in the league. You got one of the best players in the league, and you got a great number 2. People don't realize what Kristaps was doing before he was getting hurt. The dude was averaging 30 and 15 the whole bubble. That is MVP numbers. Kristaps has the talent to be an MVP type player. He just keeps getting hurt. Please stop getting hurt. take care of yourself, take care of your body because you are that guy. That duo is crazy. That duo is crazy. It's two of the greatest talents we've seen in a long time. And when it comes down to it, it might be two of the greatest foreign players ever. Them, 1 and 2, right there. They got some great pieces. They lost Seth Curry. That was a big loss. But you got Tyrell Terry. You still got Tim Hardaway. You got Josh Green, who might be a better fit next to Luka because he can spread the floor and play defense. You got Josh Richardson, a great defender who can also shoot the three, create for his own at sometimes. You still got them lob threats and Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell, who can also protect the rim. Y'all don't know. Maxi Kleber blocked Zion 5 times in that one game. And that whole team played some great D on Zion. That I don't know. I think it was in Dallas. I watched that game like every month because that was a great game for everybody. Lonzo hit 7 threes. Bi was coming close in the end of the game. Luka was tearing Drew Holiday up. I never seen Drew Holiday get broke. Luka was tearing Drew Holiday. I never seen Drew Holiday get broke like that. He was tearing him up. That was a great game. Like I said, Zion was getting killed in the paint. He still had his 20, but Maxi Kleber and Kristaps, they was a problem for him because Maxi Kleber have hella strong. He's strong as hell. They got him. They got Willie Cauley-Stein. They still got Jalen Brunson. So this is a very deep, talented team. And with Rick Carlisle, they can build off that number 1 offense they had last year. He's a great coach. He's been a great coach for the longest. And he has basically a championship-level team right now. Just one piece away. I don't know if they can win it. They can probably win it. If Luka takes the next step, somebody else takes the next step on their team, they could probably win it. But they just need one piece. Josh Richardson is a great pickup, but that is not the player. If they was to get Jeremy Grant, I would damn near say this is the championship team. If they were to even get Jay Crowder, this is a championship team. This is still a championship team. But I'm saying this is on the Lakers, the Bucks, the Nets level of championship team. They're like on the Clippers level. And like I said, the Clippers are not like that. I think it's tiers to championship team. Like I said, Lakers, Bucks, Nets. That's tier 1. Lakers can even be in a tier by themselves because they even got better. So it's tier 1 Lakers, tier 2 Bucks, Nets, tier 3 Nuggets, Mavericks, Clippers. That's who my tiers to win the NBA championship. I don't see the Clippers on the Nets and the Bucks level because they didn't get what they needed. They need a point guard. They did not get that. So I don't see them being like that at all. They'll be decent in the regular season. They'll probably go to Western Conference Finals, but that's it. It's not a great team. It's not. That's why I said Rick Carlisle. That's why Montrez wanted to leave. It's not a great team. That's it for Coach of the Year. Most Improved Player of the Year. I'm trying to go fast on these. Marvin Bagley, if he stays healthy, just the talent. Sacramento, it goes with his game. Play fast, spread the floor. And he can be a really good player if he just stays healthy. Like, I know people going to look at it like, damn, you could have drafted Luka. Yeah, you could. Marvin Bagley out of college was amazing. We didn't really know what Luka was. At least I didn't. A lot of people probably did, but nobody. A lot of people probably did, but nobody can expect Luka to be what he is right now. An MVP candidate right now. Nobody can say they expected that in his 3rd year. Nobody can say that. But Marvin Bagley is a great player. Just hopefully he stays healthy. Because that's it with him. He get hurt every year. And it's a long injury that keeps him out for most of the year. He got hurt in the beginning of the year last year. Barely played the whole season. And then went to the bubble. Got hurt again. Didn't play the whole bubble. It's like he can't stay healthy. So hopefully he can get his stuff together. My second player for Most Improved. That was my 3rd. Marvin Bagley was my 3rd. My second player for Most Improved, Darius Garland. Now, they usually don't give this award to sophomores. The last person they was about to give it to was De'Aaron Fox. And that's because he was having a great year. And I think Darius Garland's going to have a great year. People already gave up on him, and I don't understand why. The dude basically came straight out of high school and played NBA basketball and was thrown into the fire and started when he was probably shouldn't have been a starter. I'm going to be honest. He probably shouldn't have been a starter the way he was playing. But, like, if people don't realize that he got hurt in his college career, tore his ACL, came over torn ACL, right into NBA basketball, right into starting. That's hard. That's a hard transition. And you can see at the end of the year, he started getting used to it. You're starting to see the Darius that they drafted. And I expect him He only averaged 3 assists this season. He averaged 12 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. I expect that to go up to at least 6 or 7 assists. People always like to say the Cavs don't got a playmaker, and I know that's because they don't watch Cavs basketball. People just see one narrative and they go with it. Darius is a playmaker for this team. He's capable of playmaking for this team. Him off the pick and roll is elite. He's an elite player off the pick and roll. And I'm excited for it. I feel like he can even up his points. I see him averaging at least 17 and 6 this season. I see him going crazy this season. He's going to be one of our best players, if not our best player. I love Colin Sexton, but I feel like the jump that Darius can take, he might be our best player. I see he's taking the jump. Larry Nance even said they did a bubble. They did a bubble with the team. The Cavs did a bubble. And Larry Nance said he was the best player in that bubble, and as sometimes he was dominating them. That's not a lot when you're playing the Cavs and you're playing your own teammates, but like that's a lot when you're a sophomore. You're still learning the game, and you had a bad season, but like now I'm telling you, he's here now. 17-6. I see it happening. So he might win it, but then again, nobody likes showing no love to nobody in Cleveland if your name not LeBron or Kyrie. But number one, most improved, my guy, Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons gonna have a hell of a year. I have Ben Simmons in two more of these lists. I have Ben Simmons 2 more. I think he's gonna have a hell of a year. I just think so. I think points gonna go up. I think defensive stats are going up. I feel it. I feel him having a great year. I feel it. With Doc Rivers, hopefully he can build something with that team so where they don't have to trade Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. They got shooters around him now, so the passes, the assist numbers is going up. You got 8 assists with no shooters. Them assist numbers going up. You got Danny Green, you got Tyrese Maxey, you got Seth Curry. Them assist numbers are going up. Points, he's definitely going up in points. I don't know. I love me some Ben Simmons. I love it. I love me some Ben Simmons. I feel like he's gonna go great. He's gonna be great next year. I see he averaged 16, 7, and 8 last year. I see that at least going up to 21, 7, and probably 10. You might think I'm tripping. I'm not. Ben Simmons gonna have a great year. I'm telling y'all better wake up. Defensive player of the year. I'm gonna start with number 3 again. Giannis. He won it last year. This is my third person. He won it last year. When you look at his stats, it's not a lot. 1 block, 1 steal a game, and you got AD averaging 1.5 steals, 2 blocks a game. But I think this is what Marc Gasol just said. LeBron said Marc Gasol has my Defensive Player of the Year trophy at his home. Marc Gasol commented back and said, I felt like that trophy was for Memphis. That year, Memphis had 4 players on all NBA defensive teams. This year, the Bucks had 3. It was 3. Giannis, Brook Lopez, Eric Bledsoe. Last year's defense, their defense last year was amazing, one of the best we've seen. That's why they blew everybody out. That's why Giannis won it. That's what I feel. I feel like Giannis won it because, one, his defense was amazing. And then you add the team defense, their stats, you had to give it to Giannis. So, I don't think he's going to get that again this year. But that's just me saying I feel like that's why he got it last year. And he's still a great defensive player. So, he's definitely going to be there. My number 2 is Ben Simmons. Like I said, Ben Simmons on this list on these lists a lot. He averaged 2 steals last year, 1 block. Can guard 1 through 5. Will shut down your number 1 player 1 through 5. He will, and still give you buckets on the other side of the ball. He's my number 2. Not really more much to say about it. Number 1, AD. I feel like he kind of got robbed last season, but then I really looked into the Bucks stats. I understand why they gave it to him. Because one, Giannis' stats are amazing. And then you add his team stats, you got to give it to him. That team defense was amazing. But AD's going to win it this year. Another player that can guard 1 through 5, shut down your best player, give you buckets on the other side, like I just said. Team defense amazing. Help defense amazing. So, AD's going to win it this year. He should have got it last year, but he's going to win it this year. 6th man of the year, Spencer Dinwiddie. Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have did that. My third person is Eric Bledsoe. I start from the bottom going up. My third person is Eric Pascal. I say Eric Pascal. What this Warriors team, really top heavy. But on the bench, he is the best player, and he's gonna have a big role because they're going to the playoffs this year. They're fighting for the playoffs. Last year, they were seeing who's going to stay to play the next year, and he was one of the players that stood out last season. Averaged 14 points, 4.6 rebounds. He did really good. Nobody really expected this. He was the early second round pick. Nobody really expected him to go crazy last year, which he did. So he's gonna have a big role on the bench. Yes, he probably won't average 14 points. Probably not going to average 14 points, and it probably won't be as much big games as he had last season, but he is the number one player off that bench. And there'll be some times where he's closing in fourth quarters because he is one of the best players on this team. So I have him having a really good year off the bench. So he might be one of the players that won 6 Man of the Year. Another player, Carmelo Anthony, same thing. He is one of the best players off the bench. He is a microwave off the bench, scorer off the bench for the Portland Trail Blazers, which they're going to need because when you look at their team, they have two for sure 20-point scorers and Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. But other than that, it's who scores. Other than that, is next man up. And Carmelo might be that man to score off the bench and be that man off the bench. So he's going to have a lot of big games. Carmelo's going to have a lot of big games where he's having 30 and 20 sometimes. Because you do get some games where Dame's not on, CJ not on, and some games when none of them are on. But this is a team now. They have a deep team. So I feel like this team can pick those two up if they're not playing. And Carmelo, he's going to have a really good year off the bench. They even said he's coming off the bench this season. Hopefully he accepts the role, and I feel like he would because he loves Portland. He loved how Portland gave him a chance to come back into the league, which they did, and he deserved it. So I feel like he's going to have a great year off the bench. And like I heard me say earlier, my number one man, Spencer Dinwiddie, came out last season, averaged 20 and 6. He was starting most of the season, basically all the season. But I don't see those numbers really going down that much. I feel like he's going to be the third best scorer on this team and third best player on this team. Playmaking great, scoring great, and he's going back into his role as a sixth man. So he's used to that role. He's not like these other two players is not really used to that role. Eric Pascal basically started most of the year last season. Carmelo started all year last season. So, hey, Dinwiddie's used to playing on the bench. But next to my rookie of the year, Anthony Edwards is my third player. And I'm judging this off of stats right here. He's gonna have a lot of good games. I just couldn't find another rookie that's gonna have. I got my top two. These are my top two for sure. But Anthony Edwards, and I was stuck between him and Obi Toppin. But like I don't know what they doing in New York. They gonna trade Julius Randle coming off the bench. So I didn't know if I can do that. It was really no other rookie. James Wiseman, is he gonna have a big role to Warriors? I don't know. And like Anthony Edwards, I don't know. Like this third could have went to anybody. But I don't know. Anthony Edwards, I don't know what he's going to do this year. I don't know if he's starting playing the 3 this year. They signed Malik Beasley, so he's definitely not coming off no bench, making $20 million a year. That would be idiotic. So I don't know what this team's doing at all. I don't know what this team's doing. So I don't know if he's going to have a big year or not. But this was just the third person I could say. I was like, just go with the number one pick. But number 7, Killian Hayes. He's going to have a big role. Only person he really has in front of him is Derrick Rose, but Derrick Rose might get traded in the middle of the season. You just hand the keys to Killian, and he'll just do his thing. So with Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin might get traded too. So I just feel like he's going to be the lead guard of that team. At some nights, the lead scorer, lead playmaker most of the time. So I just feel like his stats going to be amazing. I see him averaging at least 12 to 14 points this season. He's going to have a really good rookie season. It's probably going to get overshadowed by LaMelo a lot because he is playing in Detroit and LaMelo is a big name. But he's going to have a really good rookie season to me. Like I said, my number one is LaMelo. Really has nobody in front of him, nobody to take a shot except Gordon Hayward, I guess. But nobody in front of him. He is the lead guard of this team. He has a lot of weapons. Lot of outside weapons that can shoot the ball. Devontae Graham, Malik Monk, Gordon Hayward, P.J. Washington, Miles Bridges. He has a lot of weapons, so the assist numbers are going to be up. They're not going to fall. He's going to average to 7 to 9 assists next season. Scoring, I don't know if he's going to score that much next season. I see him averaging like 12 points, but it's LaMelo. He's going to have big games, and he's going to win that. He's going to win that award. It's LaMelo. He's been famous his whole damn life, and it's just. How many if you don't mind, I feel like they have a lot of TV games, and I feel like they at least have 5, and that's a lot for them. I feel like they at least have 5 TV games, and that's because of LaMelo. You can't say that's because of nobody else. That's just because of LaMelo. Shit, they only got 1. That's fucked up. But yeah, LaMelo's gonna win it next year. I see him having a big season next year. Now we into MVPs. This third one, I didn't want to give it to LeBron for my third player because my top 2 are locks. To me, my top 2 are locks. This third player, I didn't want to give it to LeBron because to me, I don't know. I feel like he's handing the keys over to AD. I didn't want to give it to Giannis because Giannis won the last 2. I don't feel like, unless he comes out averaging 35 next season, I don't see him in the MVP talks next season because people are really used to it. People just want to see Giannis win in the playoffs, and then it will matter. So I gave this third one to Ben Simmons. Like I said, I had Ben Simmons having a huge year. If he don't get hurt, he's having a huge year, bro. He's having a huge year. And this is the year. If this duo don't work out, this is the year where he's gonna ball to show why the 76ers should keep him over Joel Embiid. Because to me, it's so easy and fun to build with Ben Simmons. And I'm telling you, he's gonna have a great year. I talked about him a lot, so I'm not gonna talk about him a lot right now. He is gonna have a great year. I see it. My number 2 is AD. I feel like AD's gonna have a great year because he's gonna be our primary player. Like he's gonna be our number 1 player this season. Even though he was that last season, not a lot of people want to admit it, but he's gonna be that player. He's finally showed up in those big games. Like everybody knows it now, and he's gonna have a lot of big moments. He had a lot of big moments last season, and he is one of the best players in this league. To me, he's top 5, no doubt. I would take him. It might be raw what I'm about to say. I'll take him over Steph Curry. I'll take him over Kawhi. After that, it stops. I'm not taking him over Giannis. I'm not taking him over LeBron and KD. But to me, he's top 5, damn near top 3. He's one of the best players in the damn league. It's a 7-foot point guard. It's weird. It's so nasty. And this might be a breakout year for AD. Hopefully you don't get hurt. Hopefully nobody get hurt. Hopefully nobody... I forgot to talk about this. If you get COVID during the season, you're out for 14 days. You know how much 14 days is? That's 5 games. Let's say LeBron gets COVID and AD gets COVID because they hang out with each other all the time. Let's say both of them get COVID. We're fucked. We're going to be like a 4th seed. Like, we're going to lose those games because other than that, we're not that good. Yes, we got some quality pieces back this year, but we need those top 2. So... this COVID rule crazy where you got to sit out 14 days. Even if you're positive, even if you test positive, you still got to sit out those 14 days. That's wild. That's really wild. But, like I said, AD, my number 2. Number 1, I feel like this is a lot of people number 1s because everybody sees it. Luka going to go crazy this year. Bearing injury, bearing COVID rules, Luka going crazy this year. He's definitely averaging the triple-double. He averaged 28, 9, and 8 last season. I feel like he averaged a triple-double this season. He has a lot of weapons. He got some better weapons this season. And how much TV games they got? They got 14. Oh yeah, Luka going crazy. Oh, and everybody going to see it because they got 14 games next season. And you got to think about it. It's only 66 some games this season. Luka's going to go crazy this season. I can't wait. I feel like it's bound to happen that he's going to win MVP this season. He should have been in the MVP rankings last season. They had LeBron, Giannis, and James Harden. Luka had a way better season than James Harden. It was one game he was killing James Harden. But like I said, Luka's going to win it this season. I see it happening. I see him winning it this season. So my winners for each award are Luka, LaMelo, Spencer Dinwiddie, Ben Simmons again. Actually, no. AD, then Ben Simmons. AD for Defensive Player of the Year. Ben Simmons for Most Improved. And Coach of the Year, I got Rick Carlisle. Mavericks, this is y'all year. Wish y'all added a better piece. Like, Jeremy Graham would have been a perfect piece, but this is y'all year. They're gonna mess a lot of people up. They're gonna take off. They're gonna take a lot of people. Damn, I can't think about what I'm gonna say. They're gonna catch a lot of people off guard. That's what I was gonna say. They're gonna catch a lot of people off guard. But that's it for this episode. I don't know when I'm gonna be back. This actually came up in my head yesterday. I was like, I ain't uploading like a week or so. So I got to do something. So I got to find some more content so I can be more consistent. Hopefully you guys like this video. Like, subscribe, share the video, watch the whole video, and